My name is Simone Momplé. GODANCE is a movement wellness company that focuses on using dance and movement as a tool for self-expression, but also to work towards finding a different way of holistic wellness as well. So we look at a lot of different ways of wellness, social wellness, physical wellness obviously, and mental health as well, mental health wellness and all of these types of things. So I am the director of the company, and amazingly, my master's research that I did spoke so well to the company, and I found that this is something that I needed to pursue. This project that we're doing at the moment, we found ourselves looking at this issue of gender-based violence. I watched a film the end of last year called Dorpy. This was a film that Julia Jackie, who was a German director, produced. I was invited to one of the first screenings, and as I was part of a documentary film course at the CHRE at UWC. And so we were invited to look at this film and usually critique, that's what we do. But as I left with this film specifically, and I mean I've seen so many films or projects around gender-based violence, none of them stuck with me like this one did, because the film didn't have an ending. Because it didn't end. So what the story is about the femicide issues that was happening in Bredasdorp specifically. I mean, we know of the extremes that have been happening there over the years. So she was specifically following this lady called Lana, who has a safe house in Bredasdorp, and looking at the work that she's been doing, looking at how government is helping or not helping. And so now the film is actually doing well overseas. They're doing quite a few screenings overseas, and hopefully when it comes here, you will all be there for the screening as well. But anyway, after that film, it kind of left me feeling this hopelessness, feeling like, what am I even doing? Because it's so easy for us to scroll past something, switch the news off after somebody talks to you about what they faced. You can walk away and go and make coffee or whatever you do. But yeah, so we kind of found I found that this issue actually does affect people who think it doesn't affect them. Because very often we have to, thank you so much, felt my struggles. Well, very often we don't realize the nuances around the issue of gender-based violence. Somebody telling you, don't go there, think about this, wear this. And I mean, I've lived like that all my life, and I honestly thought it was absolutely normal. I've also traveled the world, and it's not normal. So, you know, being the only girl as well, and my dad always telling me all these types of things of what I should and shouldn't do when I go out. So I found this is actually irritating. It's actually really annoying. So we use this specific issue of gender-based violence to focus on our first project, which is SaviorGBV. Ashton, who danced with us over here, has been dancing with me for the past, I don't know how many years, 5, 6 years. She was very tiny and never wanted to dance in the beginning, but look at her today, she's absolutely amazing. So yeah, I mean, basically we're looking at Ashton, just a quick brief on that. I mean, I have to praise her because the come up has been absolutely amazing. She's her own person today. She's confident, she knows how to navigate the world, just kind of through working with GODANCE and performing with us quite a few times. I think you also saw her perform quite a few years ago. She's grown so much at a film screening before as well. So SaviorGBV, we basically always make a video at the end of every year. And when we made this video, just after I watched the film, and I started thinking for a few days, what can I do about this? What can I do about the issue? And then I realized I have a company that focuses on dance and movement. I've also experienced some people who have danced with me who have had breakthroughs. Now, firstly, when you dance, nobody talks about what happens when you're dancing in that space. You come and you move and you dance and you perform and you leave, you process, you come back, and then you talk to me, if people want to talk about it. So anyway, dance is kind of that non-verbal space. You don't have to talk about what's happening with you, but you process things. So I had that experience of somebody who I was working with for a long time through dance. I asked her to freestyle for me. Very easily, she could copy me, she could do exactly what I was doing if I danced, and she was doing well. She's like, I want to learn more about dance. I said, cool, freestyle. Freestyle is usually put the music on and you just dance and move. She completely froze in that moment and ran out of the room crying. And I was like, oh, okay, I pushed it too hard, what happened? But she couldn't speak. Only a few weeks later, eventually, she came to me and she said, I've actually been in an abusive relationship, husband that she had. She had quite a really, really bad experiences. Even her family didn't want her to leave that marriage, even though they knew how bad it was. So she experienced that for so many years that she never had control of her own body. And when I asked her to freestyle, I was asking her to take control. And so when I realized that, I found, okay, firstly remembering that experience, and so many that I don't know about, finding that what I do with dance and movement and psychology, I can do something for the assistance of people. So this is how we kind of came to say, this is how we stumbled upon the project SaviorGBV. So we started off with this project, which was SaviorGBV 2022. You can find it on my YouTube channel, Simone Momplé. And, or you can just Google SaviorGBV. You can please watch it, like, share and subscribe. We want to get our views up on this thing. The whole point of this project specifically, and what we are wanting to still do, is looking at how we can use dance, but also the creative arts, performance, everything around filming. We have people filming here for us today. So that's also a way of using your creativity for a good deed, for doing something about an issue as well. So we launched the video and we put a call out and we just said, okay, let's see, because when we wanted to do the video, we were like, this would look better with more people. So we put a call out and we had people come on board. Now please bear in mind, we don't work with dancers. We work with people who want to dance. And so people, half of them on that stage has never danced before in anything on stage or in performance. So yeah, we don't discriminate on any of that. Even if you wanted to learn how to use a camera, you can come here and we can experience that. So Bradley Bailey is a visual artist. He also runs a project called the Yellow Bench Project. And you can find out more about that. So that's basically putting up a yellow bench at schools so that they can have a safe space to talk about issues, or that's more focused on mental health. But here is a few of his artwork as well. You can find him on socials as well. He's also being a part of this project. These are all images that specifically spoke to the issue of gender-based violence. And you can find out more about them online. Then we have my amazing uncle, Jack Momplé. Maybe you know, maybe you've heard of him if you're a bit of the older generation. He used to play in a band called the Pacific Express. And he was a musician and currently now an artist. I think this is where I get my creativity from. But these artworks that you see behind him are also statues that he created and carved out of pieces of wood that he just found or people gave to him. And they also depict the issues around gender-based violence. And we're also looking at, for other projects and events that we do pitch up, these are the types of artists that you might see in those spaces as well. We have another lady who is also part of us, who we don't have her work to display. She is an embroiderist, what do I say? She has been embroidering the names of all the women and children who have lost their lives with femicide on a scroll. She's got over 1,000 names for the past year already, and that's only the ones that's been released to the public. And she's basically got this project called Dear Mr. President, and she would like to present the scroll to him once she's completed it. We've also collaborated with the Rape Crisis and gotten them on board because I understand that even though we're creating the space for people to come and perform and get your irritations out there and you can have your catharsis, but there's going to be a time when you're actually ready to talk, and we might not be the space for that. So we have a direct line with Rape Crisis, and they understand who we are. And so also where they have performances or where they have events, we show up and we show that there is something else that you could do besides talk therapy. And this is the space for us. And these are the other artists as well that would be great if you follow them. We want to do so much more with what we are doing, and we've been selling t-shirts. This is how we funded our last video, although it was mostly self-funded and we got a lot of sponsorship. Once you put the word out there that you're doing this for a cause, people actually do show up, so that was amazing. But where we do need to, feed people, pay for transport, whatever it is, we started selling t-shirts. These are the ones that we are wearing, and we also want to do other merchandise and stuff, so people actually getting something and you feel like you're a part of the project as well, and spreading the message just by wearing the t-shirt. This is where you get in touch with us. You can scan the QR code and you can find everything about us online. Thank you.
Well done. Thank you, Simone, and your group. And I remember the little girl that used to dance with, is that her? Oh my word, so tiny. Well done. And I think we were talking about interventions for the entire day, and there we have something. And I think Simone said it very beautifully. Spaces where you can process information without having to talk. So well done, Simone, and it's good to see how you're taking your work forward and you're moving forward and doing work that's really, really important. So we will definitely also be in touch. So thank you very, very much. Well done.